and welcome. Especially welcome to one of our first in-person hearings here at the Supreme Court. And as I was speaking with one of my colleagues, Justice Kruger, on the way down, a joyous type of hearing, not necessarily of the sort that we hear in our courts today, unless it's adoption day in the family courts. I'm pleased to see all of you. Pardon me for being especially pleased for seeing my colleagues from the Supreme Court, all of them here, Justice Corrigan, Justice Liu, Justice Kruger, Justice Groban, and Justice Jenkins. And soon we all hope, and if we were betting people, which we're not, Justice Guerrero. Also to see so many Court of Appeal jurists here, administrative presiding judges and justices. Thank you for being here for this important occasion. So this is the public hearing of the Commission on Judicial Appointments, noticed for this time and place for the purposes of considering the appointment by Governor Gavin Newsom of the Honorable Patricia Guerrero to the office of Associate Justice at the Supreme Court of California. As the Chief Justice of California, I serve as chair of the Commission on Judicial Appointments. The other members of the commission are Attorney General Rob Bonta and Presiding Justice Manuel A. Ramirez. Janelle Baker is serving as secretary to the commission. The commission is in receipt of a letter from Governor Newsom appointing Justice Guerrero to fill a vacancy created by the resignation of Associate Justice Mariano Florentino Cuellar. The state constitution specifies that an appointment by the governor to the Supreme Court of California is effective when confirmed by the Commission on Judicial Appointments. The commission received correspondence pertaining to this appointment, and we made these letters available to the press and to the public a few days ago. Pursuant to a request by Governor Newsom, the Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation, Jenny, is here from the State Bar. They have undertaken an evaluation of the qualifications of Justice Guerrero, and we're happy to welcome Ms. Stella Nye, Chair of the Commission, who's present today and will later publicly announce the results of that evaluation. Justice Guerrero has asked the following persons be called to testify on her behalf. I'll list you now and then invite you separately to the podium. We have first the Mr. Robert M. Howard, partner at Latham & Watkins, the Honorable Maureen F. Hallahan, Assistant Presiding Judge at the San Diego Superior Court, and the Honorable Judith McConnell, Administrative Presiding Justice, Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 1. We now invite to the podium Mr. Robert M. Howard.
Thank you, Madam Chief Justice, Mr. Attorney General, Mr. Presiding Justice. My name is Robert Howard, and I'm a partner with the law firm of Latham & Watkins in San Diego. I'm here to speak in support of my former partner, Justice Guerrero. It's actually the third time I've spoken on behalf of Justice Guerrero at an important career milestone. In 2006, I spoke in support of her election to the partnership when she was just a young attorney. In December 2017, I stood at this podium in support of her elevation to the Court of Appeal. And now, 4 years later, I have the privilege of speaking on her behalf again and giving a unique perspective on this exceptionally well-qualified nominee to the California Supreme Court. I bear witness to the 15-year period before Justice Guerrero became a judge. I know her as Trish, and with all due respect, will occasionally refer to her today in this informal manner. It's fair to say that I worked with Trish longer and more directly than any other person in her accomplished career thus far. Our offices were next to each other. We shared the same legal assistant. We worked on the same cases. We worked on the same trials for over a decade. I had the privilege of serving as her longtime departmental chair and observed her stunning growth. I knew Trish when she joined our firm after graduating from Stanford 25 years ago in 1997 to when she departed 15 years later as a newly appointed judge in 2013. I came to know her parents and watched what a powerful force her mom Armida and dad Jorge were in her life. And I know her departed mom is smiling upon today's events. I know her wonderful family and saw her two young boys, Anthony and Christopher, now teenagers, grow up. I would describe Trish as a pioneer. She made equity partner after only working 7 years as an associate, and that's unheard of nowadays at large firms. She was dauntless because she purposely worked with our most demanding partners and on our most demanding matters. Trish became so well respected that she was appointed to serve on an important firm-wide management committee as only a fifth-year associate, a committee that was empowered to recommend the firm's newest partners, and as you might expect, very few associates were ever allowed to serve on that committee. Because exceptional work within the law firm environment begets naturally even more work, Trish was repeatedly appointed to leadership positions, such as the mentoring and training committees. On those committees, she earned the respect of her colleagues for her intellect, maturity, discretion, and judgment. She was admired by young lawyers because of her strong mentorship and patient supervision. She proudly served on our pro bono committee and sought to bring legal representation to immigrants who had very few options and resources, a personal mission of hers given her own family's unique story here in this country. I remember vividly the strong client loyalty that Trish developed. She worked so hard and cared so deeply it was impossible not to admire her. If I could point to one trait that Trish was universally known for while in private practice, it was her exceptional legal writing. Trish was regarded as one of our firm's best legal writers. The former United States attorney in San Diego, who worked with Trish on various matters, calls her to this day one of the best legal writers he has ever seen, and I totally agree. Trish is like no one else with whom I've practiced, and I truly admire her special qualities and talents. I brought my entire family from San Diego because I wanted them to see history in the making. And I really wanted my 15-year-old son, Ryder, and my 10-year-old daughter, Riley, to see what's possible with hard work and strong character. Kids, this is what's possible. Amazing things are possible. In my humble opinion, the governor has made a very wise and wonderful choice for the citizens of the state. Justice Guerrero is an American success story who will make an aspiring, thoughtful, intelligent, and valued addition to this court. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. We next invite the Honorable Maureen F. Hallahan.
Thank you and good morning. My name is Maureen Hallahan. I am the Assistant Presiding Judge of the San Diego Superior Court. And I too spoke on behalf of Justice Guerrero at her elevation to the Court of Appeal. It is an honor to speak on behalf of Justice Patricia Guerrero and to address the members of the Commission, Chief Justice Cantil Sakaue, Attorney General Bonta, and Senior Presiding Justice Ramirez, and to all who are here today. I had the privilege of serving with Justice Guerrero on the San Diego Superior Court. In her, I saw the best in all of us. As you consider her confirmation to the California Supreme Court, you can be confident that Justice Guerrero is dedicated to the rule of law and the administration of justice, is committed to access to justice, compassionate, and has served with dignity and humility. Justice Guerrero, the daughter of immigrants, was raised in a traditional Hispanic family in the Imperial Valley. Spanish was her first language. Her paternal grandfather, along with his family, which included her father, Jorge Guerrero, immigrated from Sonora, Mexico. Her father worked in the fields, at ranches, and trained horses. To supplement the family's income, her mother, Armida, provided childcare. Justice Guerrero herself began working in a grocery store at the age of 16. Although her parents' ability to assist with homework may have been limited, their ability to inspire and encourage knew no bounds. They believed and made Justice Guerrero believe she could do anything if she worked hard. Her parents instilled in her a respect for learning and a desire to succeed, the capacity to believe she could do anything she wanted, and that looking beyond oneself to the needs of others was simply a way of life. Taking this to heart, Justice Guerrero excelled. She graduated co-valedictorian of her high school class, magna cum laude from UC Berkeley undergrad, and received numerous awards from Stanford Law School, including an award for excellence in legal writing and research. Following her parents' example of giving, she volunteered at Casa Cornelia, the Immigration Justice Project, San Diego Volunteer Lawyers Program, and the Lawyers Club Women's Resource Fair. I first had the pleasure of meeting Justice Guerrero when she was assigned to the Family Law Division, where I held the position of supervising judge. Fortunately for me, her chambers was located next to mine, and we quickly moved from colleagues to good friends. The issues presented to a family law judge range from complex business and financial transactions to the very personal and intimate issues of domestic violence, substance abuse, mental health, and child custody. To this difficult assignment, Justice Guerrero brought her strong work ethic, drive, superior writing skills, and exceptional analytical ability. On the bench, she was composed and patient. In each case, her decisions were thoroughly researched and based on the law and the specific facts presented to her. She provided clear rulings, fully explaining her reasoning. Keenly aware of the gravity and deeply personal impact of her decisions, Justice Guerrero made sure that both the parties and the attorneys knew they had been heard. The family law bar is confronted with a changing landscape of judges every 3 to 4 years, which can be very frustrating for them. But from the moment she stepped into the family law division, the bar wholeheartedly embraced her. She succeeded me as supervising judge of family, where she became a beloved and respected leader. She led the division in new and important ways. In addition to a full family law calendar, she ushered in a new case management system, made significant changes in our form minute orders so there would be a complete record of the proceedings since family law lost court reporters. And she organized the move of the family law division to our new downtown courthouse. Justice Guerrero credits much of her success to the values instilled in her by her parents and the support of her husband, Joe Dyson, their sons, Anthony and Christopher, as well as her sister, Claudia. Today, with the exception of her mother, who sadly passed away last year, each is here to show their continuing love and support. Justice Guerrero's mother, although not physically present, is with us today in Justice Guerrero's heart. Unfortunately, Christopher is ill today, her other son, but is watching, and I know he too is in spirit. There are few instances in life when you meet someone whom you immediately recognize as extraordinary, someone who has the potential to make a difference in the lives of many. Justice Guerrero is that person. I will be forever grateful to Justice Guerrero for her friendship, for the opportunity to work with her, and for the time she spent with us on the San Diego Superior Court. To her new colleagues on the California Supreme Court, congratulations to you. You are gaining a brilliant colleague and a true public servant. As she has done with her previous colleagues, expect her to inspire you, support you, engage you, and challenge you. She will never let you down, and she will serve with you with dignity, courage, and grace. Thank you for allowing me to say a few words on Justice Guerrero's behalf, and I urge this committee to confirm her nomination to the California Supreme Court. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Hallahan. Next, we invite the Honorable Judith McConnell, Administrative Presiding Justice.
Chief Justice Cantil Saccoe, Attorney General Bonta, and Presiding Justice Ramirez, it is my great honor to be here to speak on behalf of my friend and colleague, Justice Patricia Guerrero, and thank you for inviting me to do so. I'd like to recognize who is here on behalf of the 4th District. With me are Division I Justices Aaron, Irian, Dato, and Doe. And but for travel constraints, everyone would be here. We adore Justice Guerrero, we support her, and we are sad to lose her, even though we understand this is important for the state of California. I first met Trish when she submitted her application for appointment to the San Diego Superior Court in 2010, I think. And in those days, the governor had a secret committee that nobody knew about except most members of the bar. And Justice Josh Groban, who's given me permission to mention this, was then the governor's appointment secretary and called me, as I was chair of the committee that didn't exist, and suggested I meet with her. So we met for lunch. I'd never met her before. We met for lunch and discussed strategies she could use to enhance her chances for appointment. He spotted right away that this was a star in the making. She did everything that I suggested. Bravo. You've heard about all her community activities, but she also got involved in Lawyers Club of San Diego, the Feminist Bar Association, La Raza, and the community outreach program sponsored by the Chief Justice of the state of California. And she hasn't stopped, by the way. She quickly became an expert when she got to the Superior Court, became an expert in family law, and she was soon promoted, as you've heard, to supervising judge of family court. Those of us who have served in the family court know what a difficult and challenging assignment it is, and yet she received the highest honors from the family law bar, a bar that is known for ripping most judges to shreds. Her time, you've been there, so. Her time on the Superior Court ended with her appointment to the Court of Appeal, and I was honored to be here when she was confirmed. She has continued to be a star. She's one of those rare individuals who can work well with people of differing viewpoints and is often able to help craft an opinion where there had previously been disagreement, which is very common in a elective court, as those of you who serve know. She has been courageous and hardworking and maintained a sense of humor throughout. She has continued her community outreach by being an active participant in the Judges in the Classroom program, winning praise from teachers and students alike. She's known as someone who never says no to an invitation to work in a school. She particularly likes fifth graders, and she has already offered help in expanding the program to the Inland Empire, which I know will make Justice Ramirez very happy. We had a meeting last night with a number of the judges from Imperial County, and they are thrilled with her appointment to the Supreme Court and her willingness to continue to work with the schools in Imperial County. In recognition of her outstanding leadership skills, the Chief Justice chose her to chair the Blue Ribbon Commission on the Future of the California Bar Exam, surely an assignment at least as difficult as presiding in family law or being the mother of two teenage boys. I know it's very challenging. When Justice Cuellar announced his resignation from the Supreme Court, I immediately wrote Appointment Secretary Luis Cespedes, who's here. There he is. I told him I had the perfect candidate to succeed Justice Cuellar and named Justice Patricia Guerrero. She has proved herself as an attorney in both civil and criminal practice, as a trial judge dealing with one of the most difficult assignments in the courts, and on the Court of Appeal, where she has authored many impressive opinions. In recommending her, of course, I shot myself in the foot, because we're now about to lose her from our court. And she is a treasure. You will love working with her. But the people of the state of California will be well served by this wonderful woman who represents the best of our citizenry and who will meet the heavy demands of our Supreme Court. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justice McConnell. I, this time now, ask to have Ms. Stella Nye come to the podium and let us know about the evaluation conducted by the State Bar's Commission on Judicial Nominees. Welcome.
Members of the Commission, I am honored to be here on behalf of the Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation, Jenny, to summarize the basis of the Commission's rating of Justice Patricia Guerrero for the office of Associate Justice of the California Supreme Court. The Jenny Commission conducted its evaluation of Justice Patricia Guerrero on March 15th, 2022, finding her to be exceptionally well qualified for service on the California Supreme Court. According to Jenny Commission rules, the rating reflects the Commission's determination that Justice Guerrero possesses qualities and attributes of remarkable or extraordinary superiority that enable her to perform the appellate judicial function with distinction. Justice Guerrero was raised in the small farming town of Imperial, where her father and many other family members still reside. She attributes her work ethic to her hardworking parents who emigrated from Mexico. Justice Guerrero describes her father as a cowboy who worked primarily in feedlots. Her mother contributed financially to the household by working as the cherished babysitter for other neighborhood kids. After graduating from Imperial High School, Justice Guerrero attended the University of California, Berkeley, where she earned grades placing her in the top 4% of students and a place on the Dean's Honors List. She was also awarded a Julianne Ginsbach Scholarship as one of the 2 most distinguished students in the legal studies major. She obtained a BA degree in legal studies and graduated magna cum laude in 1994. Justice Guerrero financed her entire college education through scholarships and part-time employment, working more than 20 hours per week, including at a grocery store. Justice Guerrero then attended Stanford Law School, where she earned a Hilmer Ullman Jr. Award, awarded to up to 2 students for outstanding work in the first-year legal research and writing program. She obtained her JD degree in June 1997. That same year, Justice Guerrero began her career as an associate at Latham & Watkins in San Francisco, where she focused on environmental matters. In 2002, Justice Guerrero was appointed as an assistant U.S. attorney for the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of California. There, she prosecuted cases involving drug trafficking, the smuggling of non-citizens, and immigration violations, among other federal crimes. In 2003, she returned to Latham as an associate in its San Diego office, and in 2006, she was promoted to partner. During this time at Latham, Justice Guerrero's practice included complex environmental litigation and criminal and civil environmental enforcement matters. She maintained an active pro bono practice representing clients on matters involving immigration issues, securing Social Security benefits, and fair housing laws. In June 2013, Justice Guerrero was appointed as a judge of the San Diego County Superior Court, where she served until December 2017. There, she had assignments in traffic court, the criminal division, and the family law division. Justice Guerrero also served as the assistant supervising judge and then as the supervising judge. In November 2017, Justice Guerrero was appointed to the California Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 1. She has served as Justice Pro Tem on the California Supreme Court and participated in 1 case. Justice Guerrero is a dedicated public servant outside of the courtroom as well. She chairs the State Bar's Blue Ribbon Commission on the Future of the Bar Exam and the Judicial Council of California Advisory Committee on Criminal Jury Instructions. She has participated on San Diego La Raza Lawyers Association Scholarship Selection Committee and was an advisory board member for the American Bar Association's Immigration Justice Project. Justice Guerrero also engages K-12 students in civics through the Judges in the Classroom program. In addition, she has spoken on panels on a number of family law and diversity issues, and she has written articles on environmental matters and other topics. Justice Guerrero's accolades include recognition by Casa Cornelia Law Center for her outstanding pro bono legal representation in its Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Clinic. In 2017, Justice Guerrero was named Judicial Officer of the Year by the San Diego Family Law Bar Association. That same year, she was recognized as the Distinguished Jurist of the Year by the Southern California chapter of the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers. Outside of work, Justice Guerrero enjoys spending time with her husband and 2 teenage sons. Justice Guerrero is phenomenal on multiple levels. She is held in the highest esteem by other judges, practitioners, and court staff. She is an inspirational role model. Justice Guerrero has had an exceptional career as a litigator in both the private and public sectors with criminal, civil, trial, and appellate experience. She is universally lauded for her superior intellect, clear writing, judicial temperament, work ethic, and compassion. Justice Guerrero is also praised by other bench officers for her collegiality. Her awards from the Family Law Bar are especially significant because Justice Guerrero spent much of her time as a trial judge presiding over family law cases, one of the areas of law that is most personal to litigants and therefore one of the most contentious. That the Family Law Bar saw fit to name her Judge of the Year is a testament to her outstanding temperament and judgment. Justice Guerrero is a brilliant choice for the state's highest court. Accordingly, the Jenny Commission found her to be exceptionally well qualified for the office to which she was nominated, Associate Justice of the California Supreme Court. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nye. I now invite Justice Guerrero to come forward to present a statement, if you wish, and to answer any questions the commission may have.
Chief Justice Cantil Sakaue, Attorney General Bonta, and Presiding Justice Ramirez. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you here today. I would like to thank Governor Newsom for the faith and confidence that he has placed in me with today's nomination. I was told that I would have an opportunity here today to be able to refute, clarify, or comment on any of the feedback that's been presented. I am happy and relieved to say I have nothing to refute. I cannot clarify or improve upon what has been said. And in terms of my own personal comments, it would simply be to express my sincere gratitude for the kind words that have been spoken. I hope to thank the speakers and everyone else who is here today to cheer me on and to support me. But first, I would welcome the opportunity to answer any questions that this commission may have.
Thank you, Justice Guerrero. Let me put the inquiry to the Attorney General.
Thank you. Good morning, and I know this is a very special moment for you and for your family, and for everyone in this room, and certainly for the state of California, and me included. And I just want to say thank you for sharing your keen intellect and your values, your lived experiences, your heart with the state, to the roles you've had, and the role I'm confident you're going to have. And I have one question, which is, I think one part you've probably given a good amount of thought to. The second one is going to be hard because it requires you to speak about yourself. But what do you think are the most important qualities for justice serving on the California Supreme Court? And how and when were there instances when you believe you've demonstrated those qualities?
Well, thank you for that question. There are so many qualities that are important, and I hope as a result of the experiences that I have to bring some of those and make contributions to this court. I have learned throughout my experience in private practice as a trial court judge and on the Court of Appeal, some of those qualities that are most important and that I hope will assist me. In private practice, I learned how difficult litigation is, how hard it is to stand at this podium and make arguments and advocate on behalf of your clients. To say nothing of the difficulties for self-represented litigants in litigating cases. And I also learned that it's important to have judicial officers and judges and justices who will listen to your arguments and hear you out and be fair. As a trial court judge, you learn that the discretionary decisions of the trial court judges really shape the cases. And as an appellate judge now, I feel I've had that experience and I've learned to appreciate how difficult it is to make those decisions and to appreciate that when we're looking at cases and reviewing decisions. On the appellate court, I learned how important it is to be collegial, to work with others, to know that you may have something to say, but it's very important to hear others too, to be open to their views and to listen and work together with them. And also the importance of the standard of review, which I like to remind people of when we're ruling on our cases. So as a combination of my experiences in private practice on the trial court and on the Court of Appeal, I hope that I would be able to make similar contributions if I were fortunate to be confirmed to this court.
Thank you. Appreciate your highlighting the importance of empathy and compassion and as well as collaboration and teamwork, so important in everything that we do. A second question, if I may, Chief Justice. We've gone through a very difficult time. We're still in it when it comes to COVID and access to justice throughout the state of California, access to our courts. Sometimes we can grow and learn from our challenges and make changes going forward that can improve how we deliver the services that we provide. Is there anything you might share from your personal experiences about how our court system, what we've learned from COVID and what we can do differently going forward, including what the California Supreme Court might do?
Well, you raise a very important point and a question that I appreciate. We've all lived through this pandemic. It's wonderful to be here with people in person. It's taken a toll in so many ways, including, as you mentioned, difficult issues with access to justice. I think actually during the pandemic, we've learned ways that might benefit people in participating remotely in hearings, and that has improved access to justice. And I think there are important lessons that we can learn from that experience. One thing that comes to mind is knowing how it is in family court, domestic violence cases. We've learned, I think, through this time period that it's increased the opportunity and ability for people to feel comfortable, to feel that they're on an equal playing field, for kids to appear remotely and feel like they are equals too. All of these things, I think, are important lessons for us to keep in mind as we move forward in hope that we are overcoming this pandemic, which is now an endemic. But I hope that answers your question. I think that the pandemic has impacted us in ways that we're still going to be figuring out a little bit more. In terms of access for justice, I think there are important lessons to learn and take from that experience.
Thank you. I just want to comment on the comments provided in support of you by your colleagues who know you best. I rarely, if ever, seen anything so complimentary and so supportive, and really helped me understand Justice Guerrero even more. So thank you for that. And I'm just grateful for your willingness to serve. Thank you, Justice.
Thank you. Presiding Justice Manuel Ramirez, question.
Chief, thank you very much. Hello.
It's nice to see you again.
Good to see you again. We were, it seemed just yesterday that we were gathered here again, and you happened to be in the very same seat that you're in now. I do think that your colleagues in San Diego will miss you probably more than they're letting on. My research indicated you did more than 350 unpublished opinions and more or less 50 published opinions, which is a fair amount of good, hard, persistent work that you produced while on the Court of Appeal in San Diego. I do want to say thank you for an honor you've given me. And this is the second time that you've done that. See, you're standing there looking at the three of us. And I am sitting here looking at your family, most especially your father. And as he sits there, he is beaming. His eyes are just twinkling. The joy and the happiness to see his daughter standing there. Not just standing there, but you're the historic first ever Latina woman appointed to the California Supreme Court. This is just a rare, special, and unique moment. Think about it. It will never happen again. And so when I see his eyes, and I saw the same joy in his eyes the last time we were together, and I think I may have corresponded with you afterward, may have expressed that. I just didn't think he could beam anymore. And he especially really seemed so delighted and so happy when Justice McConnell mentioned your preference choice of 5th grade. So I don't know what it is about 5th grade, but he just about jumped out of his seat with joy. So that special honor that you've shared with me and with others, it is something that I will always and forever remember. A lot has been said about your many accomplishments, the hard work, and how you've gotten to this point. The 101st Justice appointed to this Supreme Court. Not you, you're more than that. And this is a very distinguished, very, very hardworking, very dedicated Supreme Court. And they're daily facing the challenges, every challenge that can be thrown at them from our society, all aspects of our society, and led by this very proactive Chief Justice that sits to my right, where she gets the energy and the determination to follow through in all that she does. And I think sometimes I'm a man of energy. My energy pales in comparison to hers. The 101st Associate Justice of this court, John Arguelles, don't know if you know him or of him. And he and I have been friends for 55 years, more or less. And I can't tell you how many hundreds of times I've met with him, we've talked, we're very close. He is not in good health. It's safe to say he's in failing health. He sends his best personal regards to you and hopes and wishes, but knows that you could handle any question the three of us could throw at you. He just knows that of you. But often I would ask him, Justice Arguelles, you'll live through the Depression, and it was very, very hard, very difficult for him. World War II, and especially the Depression, bouncing around from home to home in East Los Angeles. I think we all know where that is. And moving from house to house and telling me the story of how his family couldn't wait for the social workers, the county welfare workers, to bring a box of food and drop it off on the porch. And his mother would say, Mijo, it has to last a week. We have to be measured. And in my conversations, it's just as Arguelles, how did you get through all that? And he would say, by sitting in the auditorium of Garfield High School and attending all of the programs at Garfield High School. And I said, well, what was it about the programs? He said, no, it wasn't the programs. It was the inscription, the words above the curtain. Those words inspired me. Those words propelled me to work hard. Golly gee, kind of like you. So let me share those words with you. I think they fit you almost to perfection, to a T. The words above that curtain at Garfield High School in East Los Angeles are, and I quote, there is no American youth, however poor, however humble, orphan though he or she may be, who may not rise through all the grades of society and become the crown, the glory, the pillar of his or her state, provided he or she have a clear head, a true heart, and a strong arm. I think those words describe you to a T. And we could probably add more to that. I don't think I need to. I think all that needs to be said about you and your remarkable and unique career has been said by our speakers, by the information we have before us, by our Attorney General, and soon, I'm sure, by the Chief. It's all here. It is just outstanding. You have much, much to be proud of in your hard work and your determination that has put you here standing before this panel. And I'm seeing your father. He has a tear or two in his eye. So, my only question, I have to ask you a question, is your experience, it just runs from beginning to end. Your academic credentials were remarkable. Then you became a trial lawyer, trial judge, Court of Appeal, Justice, now the Supreme Court. So particularly in terms of your role as a judge, you heard the litigants. Court of Appeal, we would deliver a box to you, and in that box would be the records, and we're bound by that, what's in that box. And then, of course, the Supreme Court, maybe a different function, maybe not. But is there a difference in your role between an associate justice on the Court of Appeal and an associate justice on the Supreme Court? And if there is a difference, what is it?
Thank you for all of your comments before I get to that answer. I especially would like to, if you could convey to Justice Arguelles my gratitude for his kind words too.
I think he might be listening.
Thank
He's
you.
lost his sight.
I'm
and he
thanking
still
him
has
then.
hearing.
I forget virtually. In terms of your question about the differences about being on the Court of Appeal and being on the Supreme Court, there are many similarities, but one important thing is I will have to convince more people than I had to before. So I'm hopefully up to that task.
Not to this point, we've not talked about your sense of humor, and it is a very nice sense of humor.
But in all seriousness, the similarities are the same for anybody who takes this oath of office. And we swear to uphold the rule of law, and we're committed to equal access to justice. And I know that all of the Supreme Court justices are committed to that, as are my colleagues on the Court of Appeal and the trial court as well. So we all share that, and we all are deeply committed to that. And I am deeply committed to continuing that on the Supreme Court if I'm fortunate to be confirmed.
In Western civilization, the Magna Carta reminds all of us, we will not make a constable, a justice, or a judge of those who do not know the law and mean duly to enforce it. I think that's a reminder for all of us.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Ramirez. I should have let you go last because your comments have been so eloquent. And my question is not, but I will launch it anyway. And that is, much has been said, and I think it's really important to recap first. I think your civil, state, and federal practice, as well as now your federal public practice, and then Superior Court to family law, and then to the appellate court after your return to Mr. Howard's firm, Latham & Watkins, and then ultimately to the appellate court. And also, as been stated here, to be the chair of the future of the California bar exam. Many of us in this room have all had the kinds of experiences from each of those organizations, each of those benches, each of those lawyers, and each of the issues. And so when they've been referenced by your articulate speakers here, all of us know that that is simply just the aerial view of the depth of the kinds of cases and the people you've met and the issues you've negotiated and the issues you've decided. And so I know that all of us here are very excited by what you will bring from Justice McConnell's court, which I just totally understand her joy and angst, but also really happy to have you join. I'm going to ask a question that I know a few meetings ago you presented to the Judicial Council on your role in civics. They were 4th or 5th graders, but I want to hear from you with your background, with your wonderful family, your supportive husband who lets you play at the best top of your game, your 2 children, Mr. Howard's children and family here who are watching with your time, which is very valuable and limited. Why do you invest yourself in Justice McConnell and the Judicial Council's civics education program?
Well, thank you for that question. It is one of the highlights of what I do. I really love the program, and for background, for those of you who do not know, it's the Judges in the Classroom program, and it's designed to teach students about the 3 branches of government, always with the focus, of course, on the judicial branch and the importance of civics. And I enjoy that. What I really like to do is get in, talk in front of the students, to talk to them, to look them in the eye. And 4th and 5th grade, I pick because I love that age. And high school is a little bit more difficult, but I like that too. But I like to tell them that I am just like them, that I remember being in 5th grade in a public school and having wonderful teachers who were supportive of me. I was fortunate to have that. And I like to make that connection with them so that they can also see that really they can do whatever they want. They don't have to be a lawyer or a judge, but they can follow their dreams too. And so there's a lot of reasons why I like that. And I will continue to participate in that program. It's one that I cherish.
Thank you for that answer. And I think Justice McConnell and I, and those of us in civics, and there are many of you in this room, that is the exact answer and reason why we commit so much of our time to what we do in that program. So thank you for that answer. This does complete the list of witnesses and the inquiries by the Commission. And the Commission on Judicial Appointments, having considered the correspondence received, the testimony given, finds the vote to be present. All in favor of confirming Justice Guerrero for this Associate Justice position on the California Supreme Court, please say aye. Aye. Congratulations, Justice Guerrero. We understand that the oath of office, it will be administered in the future by Governor Newsom, and his representative, Mr. Luis Cespedes, is here. But we invite you at this time to please address the audience.
I brought my glasses just in case. With this next, the last one I didn't need it, but we'll see if I need it for this one. There's so many people that I would like to thank. I would like to thank Governor Newsom for the honor and the privilege of nominating me to the Supreme Court of California, allowing me to serve the people of this state and entrusting me with these solemn responsibilities. I would also like to thank his entire team, including Judicial Appointment Secretary Luis Cespedes, Deputy Judicial Appointment Secretary Gonzalo Martinez, as well as Legal Affairs Secretary Ann Patterson and Cabinet Secretary Ana Matosantos, not only for all of their diligent work in connection with this nomination, but for your dedication and identifying qualified judicial applicants throughout the state. I would also like to thank Governor Brown. He appointed me to the trial court and the Court of Appeal. I will always be thankful to him and to his Judicial Appointment Secretary, and now my colleague, Justice Groban, for starting me on this path. I would like to thank the Judicial Nominees Evaluation Commission, as well as, and Ms. Nye in particular, as well as the Attorney General's Office for your careful vetting of my application, especially under such tight time constraints. And I would like to also individually thank the 5 commissioners who were in charge of my application, really for the kindness and the warmth that they showed to me during our interview. I don't want to turn my back, but I feel so fortunate to have had the opportunity to appear before the Commission on Judicial Appointments, in particular because of the composition of this group. In addition to the fact that they are all dedicated, talented public servants, I feel a bond with you. I feel connected to you because of the similarities, some of the similarities in our backgrounds and our personal stories and those of our families. So thank you. You have made a day that is already special even more meaningful. Thank you for that. Also, other members of the court, I don't want to miss anyone. If I will thank you later if I did. I'm sorry. There's a lot going through my head. But I wanted to thank Mr. Jorge Navarrete and Ms. Amoy Kim, Janelle Baker, the chief staff, and the CHP, and everybody who helped make today run so smoothly. Thank you all. I appreciate my Court of Appeal colleagues being with me here today, and also would like to thank other Court of Appeal colleagues who could not make it but are watching remotely. You are all amazing. I have learned so much from you, and I will really miss you. I would like to thank my family, my Chambers family. I could not have done this without you. See Heather, Jonathan, and Elizabeth. Thank you so much. And really the entire 4th District Court of Appeal, it's been such a pleasure. They're so dedicated, and I have enjoyed tremendously working with all of them. I also am thankful to everyone who's traveled from other courts and other divisions to be here today, especially given your very difficult schedules. So thank you so much for being here. In addition to being surrounded by amazing colleagues on the Court of Appeal, I also was very fortunate to be surrounded by wonderful mentors, colleagues, and friends in both private practice and in the trial court. And some of you are here. Bob Howard, he mentioned that we've worked together for quite a long time. You learn a lot about somebody's character when you work such long hours together. I can safely say that he is one of the best attorneys you will ever meet. He is a wonderful friend. And if I had a brother, I would want it to be you. Judge Hallahan, as she stated, she is the assistant presiding judge of San Diego Superior Court. She is also, before that, she served 9 years, I think, in family court. You have all heard how challenging that assignment is. She did that not because she had to, but because she wanted to. And numerous families benefited from her public service. And I have benefited from her mentorship and from her friendship. So thank you. Justice McConnell, as she stated, we have known each other since I applied to be on the trial court, and she has been wonderfully supportive of me during that entire time while I was on the bench. I don't have to say to anyone here that she is a trailblazer, and she has paved the way for me and for so many others. And for that, I really am thankful. Thank you. There are also many other people who have encouraged me to follow my dreams, and there are too many to list, but one is here, and I would like to thank Mike Littman, who first encouraged me to submit my application to the governor and who has given me very good advice along the way. Thank you. And to many others who have submitted letters in writing and on my behalf. It felt like I kept asking you to do more and more and more, and so we're done now, so thank you. Thank you for that. To my new colleagues on the Supreme Court, I can't even imagine that I'm saying that. To my new colleagues, I will repeat, on the Supreme Court. I am so thrilled to be joining you. Really, it's such an honor and a privilege. And I'm aware that you've lost a colleague, an amazing colleague, with Justice Cuellar's departure, and nobody can really replace him. But I hope to do what he did. I hope to learn from you. I hope to get to know every one of you. And I hope to continue in our pursuit of equal justice and make contributions to this court. So thank you. Next is my family, or at least a part of my family. I have a very large family. It would fill more than this room. But there's a small sampling of my aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone who's here today. Thank you. And for those who are watching remotely as well, for always supporting me. Don't share all of the stories about me, but thank you. I would also like to thank my cherished friends from the Imperial Valley who are here with me today and who have been here every step of the way, and others too who are watching remotely. You know me better than anyone probably, other than my husband and some others. And I look forward to celebrating with you at a later time, but thank you. My beautiful sister, Claudia, and my nephew, Grant. I would have him stand up, but I think trust me on this, he's a lot taller than he was at the last hearing. And my brother-in-law, Dan. I would like to thank you for your love and your support, especially to my sister, Claudia, who I have always looked up to and admired. Thank you. 3 very special people. 2 are here today, and my other son is watching virtually. I would like to thank, words can never really express how grateful I am for the love and support of my husband, Joe, and my 2 sons, Anthony, who is here, and Christopher, who is watching remotely. Thank you. I want to say in particular to Anthony and to Christopher that as proud as I am of this moment, there is no source of pride it's more meaningful to me. You are my greatest source of pride. Nothing would matter without the 3 of you. So thank you for that. And for Christopher, we miss you. To my father, who you have all met, and I have so many things to be thankful for. I'm so proud to be your daughter. To put it into context, I would like to just touch upon one other thing. I'm humbled to be here, recognizing the historic significance of this nomination. As the first Latina to ever be appointed to the California Supreme Court, I embrace this nomination, knowing that I'm not here today on my own. I stand on the shoulders of my grandparents and my parents who came to this country, even though it would be a struggle for them. Like so many immigrant families, they came here to work hard, to seek opportunities, and to give better lives to their children. So I am thankful to that. And I am humbled by the governor's confidence in allowing me to be this first on this court. But as I have tried to express, this is not just about me, or really even just about my parents, but it's about so many others just like us. This is a story of the American dream, the belief that with hard work, perseverance, and opportunities, anything is possible. And for that, I am thankful. I do have one final person to thank. I didn't start with this person because I didn't think I could get through the rest of my remarks if I had, but my mother. She recently passed away after a struggle with breast cancer. She taught us to be strong, compassionate, and independent. She showed us the importance of family. She showed us to thank God for our blessings. And she showed us that we should help other people when we can. She sacrificed everything for us. Bob has said that she's smiling down from heaven, and I hope that that is true. I also hope that this appointment in some ways can serve as a tribute to her. Thank you. In closing, now I am honored and deeply humbled by this opportunity. I am mindful of the solemn responsibilities, and I commit to fulfilling and discharging those responsibilities, applying the values that my parents instilled in me. I promise to uphold the rule of law and to uphold the values of this state and our country. Thank you.
This concludes our hearing, so go forth and celebrate.